So hello beautiful people, and it is Channel. Right, what am I here for? Today we are actually going to have a conversation about the annoying glitch that PlayStation 4 has. That glitch that basically turns around and says to you, there is not enough free space in the storage system. You need zero blah blah, or you have zero blah 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 blah. And you don't. You've got more free space than you can shake a stick at. Okay? Now, I've seen it hitting more and more and more people of recent, and I have heard so many Fallout players screaming their little heads off. Oh, well, this is the reason for it, and this is the reason for it, and this is the reason for it, and stop right now. Okay? This problem is not Bethesda created. It has nothing to do with the Creation Club. So back away. Okay? This problem started before we got mods. I'll be honest to you. It started before we got mods. How do I know? I got hit by it. I got hit by it to one point to where I think it was 5 or 6 times in one day. I constantly kept getting that thing. Okay? Now, what very few people seem to be aware of is this isn't the first time Sony has come up with this problem whenever there shouldn't be a problem in the first place. The problem appeared with the Xperia mobile phone. It kept coming up saying you're low on storage when people weren't low on storage and there's more storage space than you could shake a stick at. So this is actually a Sony problem, everybody. Now when it hit me, I went digging on the internet because I was like, right, okay, what can I do? I know there are some people that'll tell you, well, if you just fast travel, lots and lots and lots, it'll auto-save at some point. No, it doesn't. Not for me. It might for you, but it won't for me. The problem is that save is going to be corrupted. It will be corrupted at some point, and in some way, shape or form, it's corrupted. And it could be maybe another month down the line, you'll try to load your game through and it'll just come up save corrupted. Now this, I had a problem with corrupted saves coming up long before I started using mods. Okay, so I'm not blaming mods for that. I am not blaming Bethesda for that. I am putting the blame where it belongs, at the door of Sony. When I went digging and I went hunting into this, people, I discovered people that were playing COD, GTA, and everything else under the sun, FIFA, you name it, were getting hit with exactly the same thing before we were. It seems Sony did try to send an update out to try and solve the problem, and it just exacerbated things, and systems left, right and center started getting hit with it. Okay, so there's your answer. That now, there are a couple of things you can try and do. You can try and do a rebuild of the database. Okay, and there is an amazing video out there that actually does show you how to actually rebuild your database. And bear with me 1 second, beautiful people. Disorderly Games is the name of the site or the YouTube site that will actually show you how to rebuild your database on the PlayStation 4. Okay, I will link their YouTube channel into this video, so if you want to try rebuilding, go for it. But because nobody, and I mean nobody, not even Sony themselves, seem to be able to understand where this problem is coming from, I have seen, I mean, I went onto the tech guy's website, I went onto this website, I went onto that website, and they're like, oh, just port things across, just do this, just do that. They've no idea where the problem comes from or how to fix that problem. So basically the easiest thing I found and the safest thing I found to do was basically to take my system back to a full reinstall. Factory settings. I lost everything. I did not port stuff over to the USB, everybody, the way some people would have done. I did not use the cloud to save everything. I wiped it all because I do not know, and I tried doing the rebuild of the database, and for some people, yes, it works. For me, it didn't. Okay, I tried using, as I said, the rebuild of the database, and I was using it that day. I ended up using it like 4 or 5 different times, and I personally had enough. I was like, no, I'm not going to keep going through this. And I made the decision that I know most gamers will absolutely and utterly hate to hear: the factory reinstall. And the factory reinstall, you lose everything. And I mean everything. Now, factory reinstall wipes every game you have, every save you have, every song you have, everything you have saved to your PlayStation 4. Okay? I'm putting the main thing on the word of saved to your PlayStation 4. Okay? You're not going to lose your PSN ID. As long as you know your ID, you can sign back in and everything will basically, your trophies and everything else will come back up for you. Okay? But you do need to reinstall everything all over again, and I think it took 13 hours, 14 hours, something like that. I had to reinstall Fallout 4. I then had to reinstall all of the DLCs because I have the season pass. I then had to reinstall any other game that I was using as well. So it is a pain. You do lose all your saves, but it also, so far, I am touching wood, has stopped me getting no more space from my data. Okay? Is it worth it? For me, it's easy enough to start a new build. Honestly, it is easy enough to restart a new build to me. Yeah, I had some amazing builds, but it's easy enough to restart them. It's not going to kill me. You know what I mean? So for me, yes, everybody, it was worth it. Not everybody's going to have the same thoughts. Not everybody's going to think the same thing. Some people will turn around and say, oh, well, I've been playing this build on, say, Skyrim, or the Elder Scrolls, or on FIFA, or I've been doing this, that, or all the rest of it. I don't want to lose all these saves. I don't want to have to start from scratch all over again. Yes, I fully understand it, everybody, but for me, I was willing to take that risk and face that, because of the fact that it was getting beyond a joke. And so far I have been lucky enough. I don't know whether the update they sent through, what they did to try and fix it, but basically it went from a case of a small minority of PlayStation people getting hit with it to it wiping out, hitting PlayStations across the board. And I mean across the board. Now, on that, mods can make it a little bit worse, but mods are not to blame for it. Okay, they can make it a little bit worse. And in what way, are you asking? If you over mod your game, if you have your mods all in the wrong load order, you're going to get hit with this, because you have mods clashing left, right and center. You're corrupting your own saves, and basically, you know, it's going to happen. My advice to you is, when you download a mod, pay attention to what the modder has written in the box as to where the mod should go in your load order. Pay attention if it says this can clash with. So don't go using the with, because you will corrupt your own save and you will mess things up. But this glitch of no more space on your PlayStation has got nothing whatsoever to do with Bethesda. It is not Bethesda trying to force you into buying a new system. It is not Bethesda's problem. The same as whenever everybody was kicking and screaming about PlayStation 4 getting mods, that was not Bethesda's problem, that was Sony. Sony basically being awkward and throwing down rules upon rules upon rules, and those rules have been made even harder, which is why It's getting a nightmare for modders to make mods for PlayStation 4, but modders are still doing it for us. Hats off to all you modders. Thank you very much. This person on PlayStation 4 much appreciates it that you give up your free time so that I can keep this game going for even longer. Thank you. But this mod is not a this problem is not a modder's problem. It is not a Bethesda problem. It is not a creation kit problem. It is a problem from Sony. And as I said to you, this appeared, and the Sony Xperia came out in 2012, everybody, roughly around 2012. It could have been a little bit earlier, so please don't turn around and right underneath it, oh, the Sony Xperia was released at blah, 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 blah. When the Sony Xperia appeared out, people started getting this on their mobile phones. You have no space to save. People were running out and buying brand new memory cards and throwing them in. They were doing this, they were doing that. It is a glitch. Okay? It's something to do with whatever Sony is up to, people. So, please, stop blaming Fallout. And as I say, there are some workarounds, there are some tricks to it. Try your system rebuild. Drop over to Disorderly Gamers. As I said, I'll drop their link into the video. Take a look, see what you can find there. If it helps you, go for it. Rebuild the database. But if it doesn't help you, and because I have basically said to you, personally, I think some update was corrupted. Now, this is my personal opinion, everybody. Okay? You can argue all you want, but it's my personal opinion. Some update was corrupted from PlayStation that has basically caused it to head out so bad across everybody. Because up until, I would say, January, it was roughly 2016, maybe a little bit just before that, people were, and it was a small majority of people that were playing COD, that were playing GTA, and everything else. And how I know these people weren't playing Fallout is because on one of the sites that I actually went hunting through, a Fallout person happened to write, I think it was about 6 months ago, maybe 7 months ago, I'm playing Fallout 4, I'm getting hit with this problem, it's mods. And the guy who originally owned the post actually wrote back to the person and said to them, I wouldn't play Fallout 4, I hate the game, it's this, that, and all the rest of it. COD and games like COD are the only true games. You're this, and obviously it was started a massive argument on the website. But that person doesn't play Fallout, people, and they were getting hit with the problem. And they also then stated that they didn't use mods and all this here stuff, and you know, obviously, so the argument all kicked out. But anyway, that was my proof that it wasn't just Fallout 4 people getting hit with that. Plus, this problem has been around from before we got mods here on Sony, and this problem goes back even further to Sony mobile phones. The Xperia glitching out every so often and coming up with exactly the same message. Okay, so I'm going to bounce out, and I shall say later, peeps. I hope I've been able to help you out a little bit and explain this problem to you a little bit more. As I say, for me personally, the only viable and proper way to deal with this is a full reinstall, a full factory reinstall, okay, to fix you getting error problems, update problems, and everything else, because more than likely it is starting to look as if Sony threw out an update to try and fix the problem, and it basically caused this. And as I say, touching on wood, from I did my reinstall, I have not had that there is no more save space available appear out. It's extreme. You're going to lose every save you have. But for me, it was either that or spend 6 or 7 times a day having to do a factory rebuild over and over and over. I rebuild the database over and over and over and over again, just so I could save and get maybe 2 hours gaming in before it hit me again that day. So, well, it is your call, everybody. I'm away here. Something else I have to do, so I shall catch you later. I shall say stay safe, have fun, I shall catch you on the flip side, and this is Sentinel heading out.